Life is this. I like this.
What's going on? Alright, today I'm going to go a little bit over, I'm not exactly sure how to describe it, but it'd be essentially having a solid core during lifts. So I'm just going to take my pre real quick, see if I die or not. We should be alright though, I hope. Alright. Oh yeah, Orange Dreamsicle today. She's very nice. Alright. So having a solid core. Oh, my pre still out. What am I doing? Okay, having a solid core during lifts, and what I'm referring to by that is being, I don't know how to describe it, but being just solid. Either flexing the core or using the machine to essentially make yourself unmovable. And that's going to give you a stronger movement. So for example, a bench press. Most people know your bench press setup, right? But there are a lot of beginners who may not properly know your setup, right? Where I grab the bar, position my hands, slide myself up so my eyes, people say eyes under the bar, right? Where I like to go slightly above to save my shoulder joints. I find if I'm too far up, I'm pulling the bar from behind me up into in front of me, and that's really straining my shoulders, straining the amount of reps I can get for my lift. So I like to slide up to maybe almost my nose, sometimes even over almost around my mouth, right? So the bar, if I'm laying down, is above my mouth or my nose. And to me, that just saves my shoulders a little bit. But from there, I'm gonna arch my back, plant and pull back my back, but solidifying myself, spreading apart and driving in, you know, arching. You should be able to get a hand underneath your back, right? I should be able to wiggle through with that little arch because I'm planting my back, planting my ass, and then I plant my feet after that, driving back into what is now my solidified position of my back. That is making your position solid, right? From there, I then lift off the bar and perform my lift while maintaining that form, trying not to break the chain in any matter, right? As soon as the chain breaks, you become weaker. Now, an example for a machine, let's say a shoulder press machine that has your foot lift off and everything, right? You're gonna, of course, sit down, get seated, so you get the bar set up, you know, usually around chin level, so you can drive off. Sometimes you start a little higher, depending if you have shoulder impingements, right? If you have shoulder impingements, of course, you're gonna start a little bit higher than someone else. But if you're going for that full range of motion, usually around chin's pretty good. From there, you're gonna, of course, lower the weight into your hands to save the shoulders so you're not driving from here. You're then gonna place your feet on the pads and you're gonna push. Like, see how I just shifted there? I'm using my, I don't know what it is, my floor mat, but I'm imagining this is the foot pad on the shoulder press. And I'm gonna take both feet and drive myself into the back of the seat and maintain that position, then perform my lift. This is creating a solid foundation. This is what's gonna make all of your lifts easier. It may be a little harder at first because now you're exerting more energy to maintain these positions, but as you get used to them, you are making yourself stronger. You're creating a solid chain. There's no weakness in the chain, which will be able to perform stronger reps, right? And that's what we're looking for, just altogether strong form through our reps. So every single movement you do this. If you're doing, let's say a curl, if you're doing a curl, you're gonna slightly lean into the movement, right? And then you're gonna engage the core. You're gonna be staying there, slightly lean in and squeeze the core, right? You're gonna be exerting more energy till you get used to it. But as you get used to it, it becomes easier. You're then from that position gonna execute your bicep curls, right? You should be able to then overload a heavier weight because you now have a solid chain. So this can be performed with everything. The more solid you can make your movement, the stronger you will be. So hopefully that makes sense, and hopefully that can help you in any of your workouts. I am on my way to the gym, gonna finish my pre, listen to some tunes. Got a little short one today. 1 or 2 hammies. It's hammies and buys, but 1 or 2 hammy movements, 1 or 2 bicep movements, and then some stomach. I might do one hammy, one calf, one or maybe two biceps, and then stomach, and then that'll be it for that one today. Oh, my back is chooched, by the way, from deadlifts yesterday. It's been a while since I've done those, but I'm clean. I'm happy with those. But yeah, see you in the gym. Okay, did my little bit of a warm-up today. Just on the treadmill, stretch out the hammies, you know, got some motion, got the heart going a bit. So I'm starting with the laying hammy curl. All I'm gonna do here essentially is tighten up by contracting my arms, almost hugging the machine, tightening up the body like I was explaining, making that solid foundation, and then contracting through trying not to allow the ass to raise up as much as possible. You know, almost like you're thrusting into the seat. So I'll be doing 3 sets of this, just taking them as close to failure as possible. And then I'll be doing seated hammy curls. So this portion is gonna focus more on the stretched portion. They say that's more of the hypertrophy inducing aspect of the hammy curl. And then I'll be focused on essentially the contracted portion with the seated after these. Alright, that's one. As you probably noticed, near the end of my set, my ass started to raise a little bit, right? That's just your body trying to cheat the rep to make the set just a little bit easier. But again, you're removing the contraction just a bit and make yourself a bit more prone to injury. There we go. Because you broke the chain, right? A solid chain makes you less prone to injury. And stronger, powerful, more movements. Whew. Yeah, I'm jumbling words up again. No blood in my head. But I got 2 more of those, and then I'll see you for seated. Okay, so as I stated, I was using the laying hammy curl to focus on that stretched position in the hamstring. Now I'll be doing the seated next, focusing more on that contracted position. I won't be fully extending to keep that stretch out. I'll be holding blood as much as I can in the muscle and performing as many pumps as possible. I'm almost gonna perform these the same as you've seen Sam Sulek do them, where you're almost leaning over the machine, bracing, using the handle, and I'll be doing a slight rocking motion to almost allow to cheat the reps, but I'm gonna be trying to maintain that contraction the whole time, not losing it. Almost like the body leads the motion as you're extending, like on the eccentric motion, and as you contract in, you're almost leaning into it, right? So you're gonna be slight little rocking motion through the whole thing, trying not to lose that contraction, just driving blood the best that you can. Hey, how's it going?
kind of see the movement I was performing there. Maintained properly, the contraction is ridiculous, and it's almost initiating a slight cheat rep just to get that squeeze in, right? Still maintaining the control the entire way. But yeah, it's hard to speak when there's no blood in my head. But I got 2 more of those, same weight, just driving blood the best we can, right? Hard time under tension, hard contractions, lots of reps. Yeah. Okay, I don't know how these are gonna go. I'm on to easy bar curls now. My back is fried from deadlifts yesterday. It's ridiculous. So I'm gonna try to perform them as I explained, slightly leaning into the movement, flexing through the stomach and squeezing to create more of a solid foundation to make a stronger movement. But my back is chooshed. We'll see how these go, I guess. Oh yeah, those suck. I'm finding it hard to engage my core just because of how fired my spinal erectors are today. Oh, but that's one. I'm gonna go up. That wasn't quite failure. I probably had 2 or 3 more in me, especially if I started adding cheat reps in. But again, my back is super dead from those deads today, so it's a little harder to push through on those. Oh, that might just be an excuse, right? It's easy to overcome in your head, or it's not easy to overcome in your head, but your body can usually take it if you can overcome in your head. There we go. A little breather. And I'm just gonna build up till I can't hit a clean 10 anymore. Then I'll probably do a cable variation for more isolation, squeezing, more blood, right? More reps, and then probably finish with some stomach today. Yeah. Okay, I gave up on those easy bar curls. My back is fried today from deadlifts. I'm just finding it hard to maintain that contraction, right? And the stabilization through my core. So I'm popping on to one of my favorites, an accessory movement for the peak in the bicep. These are crucifix curls. A lot of you probably know these. Focusing on high reps here, hard contractions, controlling the eccentric motion. Just 2 sets here, probably 20, maybe 30 reps. Yeah, just like everything else, pretty much just trying to take those as close to failure as possible. Little breathers in between, allow the lactic acid to disperse a little bit, catch a couple breaths, and drive a few more reps. Oh, yeah, I'll only be doing 2 of those. And then I got a little bit of stomach at the end. And that'll probably be it. Just a short one today. Pretty easy, yeah. All right. That was a short one today. So normally I do my Romanians on posterior day along with my biceps, but since I did deadlifts on back day this time, I decided to keep it more isolated, right? Using the machine hammy curl variations, both the laying and the seated, and I explained why in my video, one working the stretch position and one working the contracted position. Oh,
But yeah, my back is fried. I don't do deadlifts too often. I do Romanians, but I don't do deads, and they're definitely different. It's been a while since I've hit those. But also, I forgot to explain at the beginning of my video that keeping a solid, I think I mentioned that keeping a solid position is safer. A solid chain makes you stronger, and that the reason you're arching the back through your bench press, like I was explaining in the beginning of the video, is that it is technically safer for the spine. You're not going to be compacting your spine into the bench. That's the idea of it, to a point too, right? You're trying to create that solid platform with the upper back, you know, with your feet, and then almost driving with your feet into the ground too, like standing up but not allowing your butt to raise up. Now, if you're not doing competition, that's not horrible, but you don't want to drive so much where you start giving yourself back pain, right? Like you can arch enough and hurt yourself if you're not planted and you're more or less just using that to drive your feet into your upper back. You can really hurt yourself. Oh, but pretty much covered what I wanted to today. Got a decent workout in. I'm happy with it, especially for my back being completely done today. It's crazy. And yeah, again, if you can walk away from a workout and be happy with what you did, you're gonna have a good day. So until tomorrow, or tomorrow's rest day, until the next one, peace.